Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 38 of To Put It Bluntly. I am your host with the most, the Wobbly Gamer, and as ever, I am joined by my co-host with the most, Mr. Cameron Keywood. Cameron, how are we?
Yeah, very good. You like slipping up on your words recently. You're just gonna say there's a lot of happy Colombians out there for your
Yeah,
appearance on the football pod, but yeah, all good. Not too bad at all. And you've been nominated for another award.
oh, you had to bring it up, didn't you? But
Yeah, so he's gonna dress up nice in a suit and tie with some bunny cat ears.
So for those of you that are watching on YouTube, can see we are joined by someone, and this could potentially be for me the most awkward podcast I've ever recorded because we are not joined by only Mr. Chris Goodyear, but he is also happens to be the CEO of Many Cat Studios, which is where I work. So yeah, I'm currently
Um,
recording this podcast. Yeah, hold
I'm,
on.
I, I don't know. The one with your wife, we talk about your sex life.
Oh no, that was easier than this. But yeah, so no, we are joined by Chris Goodyear. Welcome in, Chris.
Hello. Israel, all immediately laughing already because you've done the very typical Matt thing of immediately spelling your own podcast name wrong as you were introducing yourself. To put it bluntly.
Yeah. It's all good. It's me. I don't. Yeah, we just run with it, don't we? But no, thank you for joining us.
As you were introducing like yourself and that, when you went, and this is Cameron Keywood, like, who the hell is Cameron? Oh, okay, there.
I do have an actual name. I have a government name.
Who knew?
Who knew?
And who knew? But he still won't confirm to me if the government name for his father is Chad Bear or not.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
So that's 100%. There is a Welshman running around called Chad Bear, and Matt won't accept it. He won't accept it to your father.
It's got to be. Chad is not a Welsh name.
Sure, it's Chad.
It's not, is it? It's really not Welsh. Like, it just doesn't suit. I can't imagine a Chad with a Welsh accent. Cam, did you go to school with a Chad?
A few, but they weren't named Chad. They just were Chads.
Right. On that note, let's start off with our normal discussion. How is everyone, and what has everyone been playing?
You might as well start. Yeah, you start.
I'll start. I've been playing Solasta, actually. Solasta 1, not 2, with a few of my friends in the evenings. It's turn-based. It's kind of a bit like Dungeons and Dragons. You roll dice. It's, a bit more of a relaxed paced game for me, considering it's not like a AAA Ubisoft title before Chris makes the joke. So no, been playing something a bit different in the term like regards to that. There's me, Tito, Pout and Big Hamish have now gone through they're on our third version of a game like this. We did For the King, then we did what did we do, Cam?
Gloomhaven, wasn't it?
No, I can't remember what the second one was. Divinity, and then we did, and now we're on to Celesta. So yeah, a bit of a different pace of game for me, but it's actually really enjoyable for just a couple of hours we do it 2 nights a week, like 4 or 5 hours at most. Just chilled out, bit different, not screaming at Call of Duty or getting angry at FIFA. So yeah, I've been enjoying that.
So you've never fallen out playing end games ever?
Oh yeah, we have fallen out loads, but that's not the point. Oh no, technically, I've never fallen out of anyone because of the game. But no, yeah, I've been enjoying it. Bit of a different pace for me, and yeah, we've put some hours into them types of games. So yeah, I know I've mentioned Divinity before on the podcast, but yeah, that is about it actually, because it's cricket season. So yeah, haven't got time to game.
The wonderful thrilling sport of cricket.
Yeah.
Yay.
So yeah, I know. Chris, what have you been playing? And how have you been? I don't know. I've spoken to you already about 4 times today, so saying how have you been seems really weird. But
yeah, no, I'm good. Obviously, UK has been hitting with a nice old heat wave, and it's the best thing to do when you work on computers because nothing but hot air been blowing around at you. So I'm just like, what they say. But no, I'm good. life is busy as it is. Wrangling Mathew is half my job. Wrangling his counterpart Harriet, who's just the older version of what he is. So like it's always fun to have those two certain personalities, and truly like Harriet would call you like sibling energy, and it's just like having a couple of kids shouting at each other. I have to bust out the get along t-shirt.
Get along t-shirt. Yep.
But no, it's been generally good. For games I've been playing, usually at the moment tend to be a lot more easy thinking, freezy. Like, in the, dare I say, into the cozy bracket of I don't want to think, I just want to do just nice as either just calm and just do enough of the heavy thinking and gaming when it comes to work. So usually when it's in my personal life, it'll be a more easy to do games. So I've been can't remember the names anymore. Let's see. 2 Point Museum. That's the first one. So I've been chatting up, doing a museum, sending people off to die, which I wish I could do at work, but unfortunately, I'm legally liable to make sure Matt gets through. Yeah, unfortunately, if I send Matt somewhere, I have to ensure he gets back as well. Mostly because Haley told me I have to, but yeah, employment laws obviously come into it as well. So yeah, I've been like sort of doing building up a little museum, playing stupid little things like Coral Island, which is basically a very Stardew clone, Stardew Island clone of just easy farming and that, and then it's just like all very. I'm not thinking at all in this game. I'm just getting points go up, number goes up, sort of by feeling. But yeah, that's why I play things like mini motorways and stuff like that, mini metro.
Yeah, I saw you mentioned in the Many Cats Discord, which there will
Yeah,
be a link to. But yeah, you said you play what is mini motorways?
As this is what it sounds like. It's just great connections between housing and workplaces, and then you just have to come to a lot of flow of traffic and people sort of and not cause backup and people not get to their places. It's very puzzle-esque as well. 'Cause obviously it's supposed to be a puzzle sort of style game of creating the best way to go forward, sort of thing. But yeah, so it's just like a pretty simple games like that. At the moment, I'm kind of waiting for the next big DLC for Frostpunk 2 to drop because it's actually their first real story campaign that they're adding to. The original stuff, Frostpunk had a bit more scenarios based, or the DLC was scenario based, where this time around it's very player-led stories. So it's like you go for it, your own metropolis sort of thing, and see what happens. I kind of enjoyed the story aspect of Frostpunk, so I'm glad that they're actually doing a DLC that's more story-based. And this time it's all about saving the Scottish. Don't know what happened to Wales. I assume they're all dead, so it's all about saving the Scottish.
Yeah. If it's not the Scotch, it's the Welsh. It's one of the
No,
yeah, go ahead, Matt.
No, I was gonna say I've never played Frostpunk, and this will be past tense, but you're streaming Frostpunk tomorrow, so I'm actually intrigued. You're streaming that on the Many Cats Twitch channel, so I'm intrigued to watch that
Yeah.
because I've not played it because it's one of them games that's got small UI elements and things like that. So yeah, no, Frostpunk is definitely something that I'm intrigued to watch.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting one because it's never going to stand out for accessibility reasons. Because again, I think they haven't just figured out that city building strategic
Yeah.
way to make it nicer. Like you put it out there, it's going to be the UI or you're going to end up being a nightmare, being too small and stuff like that. So I can see why you don't gravitate towards these types of games because they haven't really figured out how to present information that isn't overwhelming and large enough for you to actually be able to read anyway, or even any function for you to do in. So yeah, it's a bit of a messy game in terms of just being easily digestible in that sort of sense of thing. But yeah, it's like it's that sort of thing of I enjoyed the series, and that it's kind of one of my dream publishers to sort of maybe get Cats to work with 11-bit studios.
Yeah.
They've got games like Alters, This War of Mine, and stuff like that. So they've got really good catalogue of games that they've produced, like really standouts to me personally. So it would be great publishers, just like Matt would want to, forever be tied to like a EA, Ubisoft, or other AAAs. Like, that would be my sort of dream publishers to get tied with.
Before we hand over to Cameron's games, Cameron, I've never asked you this question because it's something I do normally actually ask people. What's your dream publisher to work with as a consultant then?
What are you doing?
Is it PlayStation? Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah. No, right. So Cameron, what have you been playing? Because I know you've been playing. I know what you've been playing, but yeah, I'll hand over
I've
to
been
you.
playing. I did some mop up for some trophies because got to be on brand. I finished. I finished off Dear Esther after 6 years. I had one trophy left on that, but with a platinum, just for the 100%.
But you came
I
to this
went.
podcast. You came to this podcast rather than getting that trophy. Wow. He'll end the trophy hunter
That's how
down.
committed to this podcast he is. He spends the whole time sitting here worrying about it, but
And then Ark Survival Evolved, I had a couple of stuff to do on that, so I got that as well after 6 years. And then I went back even further, finished off Saints Row 4 and the DLC Garden of Hell. That took 11 years.
get out of hell. My God, I haven't had that for a while. Yeah.
Because
R.I.P.
I keep my saves for everything. So if I ever want to go back to anything, I'm like, oh, this is a grind. I'll come back to it.
Confirming that Cameron is a person that's backing the bring back the memory cards from
Yeah,
PlayStation,
I
so you
was
can have
just.
all this storage
How do
media.
you how do you remember? Do you go? How do you go all of a sudden? Oh, I need to go back and do Get Out of Hell. Like, do you have a list somewhere of what your achievements
There's a
are,
website, PSN profiles.
and it just you can like yeah.
To be honest,
Yeah,
I'm gonna say
it'd
be forever on his profile to tell him that he has not got that platinum, so he'll forever know that he doesn't have that trophy.
Yeah, it's like it keeps up to date with like all your stats and all that. So, but yeah,
It's
I've been using
mad.
the years. And then I've also been playing the new football game that come out free to play, Goals, which I'm
Oh,
sure Wobbles is interested in.
Yeah,
Try
I
it.
still haven't touched it. I keep meaning to, but we've got. I was about
I'd
to
rather
say
get
what
him. Sorry, go ahead, there, Matt. What are you saying?
I was gonna say. I think we've got a weekend free of cricket, but I've just lied through my teeth because that's the weekend after this one. So yeah, that'll be a
Cricket
gaming
never stops.
weekend.
Yes, that's never going to happen because cricket never stops or ends.
No.
Like it is literally the same match that he's on since the start of the season.
Yeah.
Since Thomas started 4 years ago, it's just been the same game.
That's the worst part about cricket. Like the
Oh,
competitors just age out of the bracket, so you have to
Yeah.
replace them as the match goes on. But no,
yeah. That's
I would say though, like with the sort of upcoming, like what a big game that, well, I guess a game that's kind of made a splash, which I was very interesting, is the Mecha Chameleon, which I'm really hoping that the Cats team gets to play on Friday with some guests, because it's one of those sort of stupid games that have got like a niche thing that they got obviously right.
premise. Yeah.
Yeah, the premise. Thank you. And it's like, duh, that's obvious thing to make it a game sort of thing, and I can't wait because the whole premise is about basically hide and seek. It's about players having this little mannequin and then they paint themselves into the scenery to hide from the seekers, and that has immediately said to me, well, Matt 100% needs to be the seeker because it'll be too hilarious not to let the blind guy look for people.
So I saw the video straight away, and I reckon I said earlier on, we reckon there'll be about 6 of us that play it. If there's 6 of us and I'm finding people, if there's no timers, I reckon it would take me half an hour to find everyone. Because I can't see the difference in anything.
Well, I know we need to make some Monopoly rules. When you got the house has your own rules for Monopoly.
Yeah.
I think we need rules for this
Yeah.
game. Like you can't get up and move once you're chosen your hiding spot. You can't then move because that'd be unfair on Matt if everybody can just keep moving around. We'll see how it goes.
Like a Discord.
Yeah, we just need to make sure like Matt gets a chance to find people, but if he gets too good, that's when they rules out the window. Everybody
No
can move
rule
around and
guard.
hide from him.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, again, it's like, what do you two think about that sort of game for how it's just suddenly exploded in terms of like popularity and that?
Well, this morning on Steam, they announced it's a Steam-only game, so they announced 7 million sales, and it's only, I think I checked this morning, it was £5.49. So put that into perspective, I don't know how big the studio is or whatever. That's £35 million worth of sales from a game and all it is social media. Like they haven't done mass marketing, have they? They've not paid thousands to promote the
Mr.
game.
Beast.
It's
Yeah.
just where you've got
There's the
someone.
power, the power of it. Dare I say, it's the content creators, it's the influencers,
Yeah,
the
it's the
streamers.
Burnt Peanut. I
Yeah.
don't know if you know who Burnt Peanut is, but he's been playing it, isn't he? And as soon as someone like him plays it, boom, you're gone. It won't stop. And yeah, no, I love a little story like that. And yeah, I'm excited to play it because I know, one, how bad I'm going to be at it, and two, it does look like a great concept of a game, easy to pick up and play with your mates, and it's
Yeah.
only £5.
In this day and age, yeah, it's like
Yeah.
balmy. I think about that. Like, it's not a case of you have to tell your mate, oh yeah, spend 60, 70 quid on
Yeah.
a COD
Game you might
game
play
to
for a
be able
couple
to,
hours, yeah.
yeah. So this one is like, I think again, this is like the thing. The only last time something viral like this happened, I think, was like Among Us or maybe Fall Guys. Like, and obviously that was like pandemic
Yeah.
bank, was the reason why they kind of took off a lot more. So it's kind of exciting to see that games still have a ability to just take off like this. Because I think that's what we're all been waiting to happen. Because like, yes, the popular games are always going to be popular, but for a game that's unknown and nobody heard of, it goes off like this, and it goes, oh, it's exciting. It's what's exciting about games. So I'm glad like something like this is taking off.
No, I second that definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, it's looking good. Be
Yeah.
interesting.
No, I think this is a great chance now to segue into the next part of the episode, where we do hand over to our guests and let them kind of talk about themselves, their journey, and like as I always ask, Chris, who is Chris? And also we will say this now, who is Many Cats? So yeah.
My finger was ready on the hang up, disconnect. If he says, how are you? I'm disconnecting.
I didn't even think of doing that, disappointed in myself.
So, for context for people there, like, obviously Matt works for me, Many Cats. He's our junior accessibility specialist. And when he's one-to-one, he tends to want to always ask me how I'm doing. I'm just like, no, Matt, it's about you. This is your one-to-one. So I always end up just hanging up on him when he tries to get personal with his boss. So this is breaking a lot of boundaries and barriers for me. So he's going to be all chummy with me at work again. So I'm going to have to put him in his place after this podcast. So that's not. Oh, thank you, Cammy Bear. You've just caused an absolute headache of a nightmare this week for me.
No good.
But me, yeah, okay. So, obviously, I'm Chris Goodyear. I am the founder and CEO of Many Cat Studios. That's my own little company that I started up 7, 8 years ago now. But yeah, I don't even know. It's just always been a part of my life, as well as like when I first started out in games. So yeah, like cats, Many Cats has been always my thing to help connect disability and the games industry. Because my first job in games ever was working as a QA tester at TT Games, and I got to be a part of the Lego Ninjago movie game, and that was the whole thing I was testing. But my experience was going in there, and it was the very it's not antiquated. Like, it used to be the headphones used to be what like Matt wears with the in-ear headphones, and that was it. So I was like, I can't use these because there's no room in my ears because I wear hearing aids. So it's just that sort of thing of like it's just so disconnected from considering that other people are just going to be different sometimes. I think I said this, even though it doesn't feel like that long ago, it kind of is and isn't. And not that long ago, we weren't really as well versed in disability and neurodiversity as maybe we are now. But we've still got ways to go. That's why cats still exist and why we're still doing well. But even back then, it was kind of like not even talked about because it was just beginnings of all this great movement in terms of grassroots inclusion work or diversity work. And I was trying to do my bit of like make it better than what I haven't found and got. But even then, like at the start of Many Cats, it was all about like get money and make young little dreamy canny bears out there that go, yes, I can be in games too. Unfortunately, it worked because here he is and he's just trying to get into games. So maybe I did too well as Many Cats, making him dream. But yeah, so the early days was about like connecting like young people and actually going, hey, could be a career. Like, and I was chasing like funding at that first time, like grant funding. So it's all about applying to things, and then government gives you money to run things. But as you can imagine, that's not really a great way of making money and making it sustainable. Not really a business way of doing things unless you're very, very good at it. And I am not middle class enough to be very, very good at it. Funding other people for money is just not inherently built into me. So obviously, as you can imagine, I need to learn a lot to sort of think about what I want to do with Many Cats, in my own gaming career. Because obviously I had time at TT Games and got some development experience, but I needed a hell of a lot more, I think, to run a business successfully. So Many Cats was kind of always on the side when I started doing my own little things, with my own little podcast, or doing things like the expert page and other free like sort of resources. So it was always going on in the background, but I did actually pivot to work in games fully myself. So that's when I sort of pursued a production career. So I was sort of thinking about like I'm good at working with people and getting people to do their best. So that's why being a producer was always appealing to me a lot more than most things. So that's why I started out pathway of producing. So I wanted to work at places like 2K, Fair Can Games, like Double 11, as well as sort of doing like hodgepodge little jobs for freelancing in between, all that. So, I had a really quite eclectic career with working for a lot of different people in different size studios. So that's kind of helped me kind of get a bigger sense of how many cats can fit in the wider scheme of industry. Um, so yeah, like it's kind of at the end of my job in one of those things, I kind of was like really. This is where it gets a bit darker now. So Mathew, get ready with your tears, 'cause I know you're an emotional little lad. You're just an emotional little lad. So at the end of that job, I got really, really bad health. I was like really like I thought, oh, I'm just stressed. You get that sort of very male typical thing of just going, oh, I'm just stressed. I'm just tired. That's all it is. I wish it was that, but it wasn't. It was like really significantly bad health. It was like really destroyed my vision. I thought I had a stroke. It was like drooping all the left side of my face, sort of thing. I was like, oh, this is bad. This is really bad. So I ended up going to hospital and getting checked out, and a lot of MRI scans later, a little more prodding and poking by various doctors, and they were like, our best guess is potentially MS or multiple sclerosis. And yeah, so just straight after sort of leaving a job quite rapidly, I was like, oh, balls. I was like, then significantly ill or more disabled now. I was like, yay! I thought this is the thing about disability, and I didn't really dumbly like associated like it could happen to me sort of thing, but I thought because I was already disabled, why would I get more disability? That just seems really unfair. So, I mean, that's the thing of like reality of being a disabled person is, oh, it's not the end. It's not, oh, you got a disability, well done, no more now. It's not like that. So yeah, so during that time with MS, I was like really significantly ill. Obviously, then panicking about what the fuck do I do in my life now because I've just lost my job. What happens now? But I got approached by somebody who came out of the just randomly to me, reached out and goes, "Oh, can we just have a chat?" I was just like, they're probably just new into the industry, so they just want to like meet people, talk to people, and they, for some reason, think that I'm an important person to know. I was like, oh, she'll find out I'm not. So I had a briefest call with Holly, and she wonderfully was just like, I want to do this with my accessibility team. Could you get people together and, basically be my accessibility team? I was just like, sure, I can do that. I've definitely done that before. So yeah, I was just like, why say no? It's like it's not hard for me to think about to do. I've had things like the expert page. Funny enough, not too long before that, I had I met Matt for the first time through doing our like sort of inclusion workshops and stuff like that, really through the experts list, and I knew I could pull together people. Harriet, obviously behind the scenes, has been riding my coattails for God knows how long by now. So I already knew Harriet and what she could do because she was always volunteering, helping out cats for like things like Impact. So I kind of knew Harriet could help. So I was a bit like, well, I can do this. Like, it's just getting started. So yeah, I took the yeses, and it turned around. Many cats became this like accessibility service. I was like, yeah, this worked. That's what I always wanted to do with cats. And somebody took a chance on us and gave us this opportunity. It's kind of bizarre now. I think back then, at that very early days of actually having that, changing life was significantly ill. Like I said, I was first time realizing how I had MS and that. And even then, I still was like very ill. I got on a midnight bus from Teesside to London. Got on a midnight bus to go meet like Holly for the first time because I knew how important it was to actually physically meet somebody and be like, "Yeah, this is me. Yeah, let's do this. Let's do this." And I was just like, I was dying on that bus, dying. I don't know how I did that. Get all the way down to London, meet Holly, and then I think I got on a train back because I was dead. I was dead by the time I got home. So yeah, that's the thing of doing things like that, and it's barking to think that that's literally kind of not how many cats started, but how this version of many cats got going. And Mike should appreciate all the hard work I did beforehand to get this going. Even though I put Matt, give Matt slight credit. I told him back at this thing, I was like, "Hi, I'm a random person that you met once before that I have no attachment to. Also, I might have a job. Also, I can't pay you yet. I don't know. That's just like, this is
14
so
months
bad.
later and I still haven't been paid. What?
And yeah, Haley loves it because she gets all the money straight to her account.
Yeah.
But
But
yeah, again, it's like, I think I had to, have very much trust in Matt and Harriet just to take a chance to do something. Like I said, those early days, I tried my hardest to get financing for cats to be able to pay staff, but nobody would take a chance because like I wasn't making loads of money, so they wouldn't give me money until I had money. I was like, but if I have money, why do I need your money? The old financing paradox.
So why gaming? I've never asked you this question actually as well. What kind of got
Good
you
time to
into
ask you then.
Yeah, why what got you into gaming as a child? Like, did you have a Nintendo growing up, or was it always just like why gaming?
You can't just ask a homosexual guy why is he gaying, especially on Pride Month, Mathew. Wow, your heterosexuality is coming out now, mate.
Yeah, it's because there's two of us in this chat. I'm not the minority for
Minority
once.
anymore. Poor Matt. And for context, Matt works with a very queer, friendly place in terms of like everybody's queer but him at Cats.
I'm the token straight guy.
Which is amazing in this industry for that to happen to him.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to the other question of gaming. Like gaming has always been there. It's kind of odd where you said there Nintendo, but I, for life of me, can't remember what the first console was. Like my dad had these poxy stupid, like whatever, like spectrums or whatever they were, like it was very like blocks and that was it sort of thing. And I remember like having a little joystick thing of like this tank game, having fun with my dad, and thinking about like the very early PC / games that you get with like the downhill Yeti one where you had to snowboard down the mountain and the Yeti would chase you. Things like that, like really early days. But even like as it evolved and it became more of the very heavy consoles, like even that said, like we still have like Super Nintendo and things like that. I tell my mom several times the stupidity of her car booting all my early consoles and said they're worth a pretty penny now. And my mom car booted a lot of them. So it's
We had
so
the,
yeah. So it was like things like like Mario and stuff like that, or that fun of like sort of like thing of knowing where to get behind the scenes and skip a load of worlds to the end sort of thing. So it was cool because it was always like a word of mouth. It wasn't a case of you use the internet to find out the cheats. You would find out from your friends and each other about how to get past like a lot of these worlds. Or I think it was my mum I'm telling you, my mum claims to have done it, but I'm pretty certain it would be my uncle that had told her like what to get, like secret missions and like whistles and that to get like across like the worlds and stuff like that. So I'm just like, yeah, I see your mum, but no, it definitely wasn't you. But yeah, like one of the sort of more fonder like early gaming memories was definitely like got a PS1. Sorry, Mathew, we are PlayStation people here, and we were raised and born on PlayStation, and we are exponents like you are.
I
was
I was a PlayStation 1, PS2, and then I changed teams.
That's when everyone changed teams.
Yeah, that's when everyone, and I never went, and then a lot of people obviously went back to the PS4 instead of the Xbox One.
I do not come to this podcast to listen to this PS3 slander. How dare you?
Oh no, I'm not. I'm not one for console wars. I'm just an exponer. I'm not like, oh my god, PlayStation is rubbish. You won't hear me say that, but I'm a very
And you just
committed
confirmed there. Yep, exponent confirmed. Now enough of you and your exponents.
Well, that's what happens after vasectomy. It is a side effect.
But yeah, back to like early good gaming memories was definitely like that PS1. Like it was something. This is the funny thing of my mum going, "I got it for you." No, you didn't, Mum. I remember that Christmas you got it for your partner at the time, which you then, when you broke up, stole it back off him. I think it was like one of the back of the the noughties, like poverty sort of working class. So this is a cracked PS1 with all the fake games discs and everything like that. So yeah, it's like one of those that style PlayStation. But I do remember like obviously Crash Bandicoot was obviously part of that sort of launch and that generation's big thing. And my mum was obsessed by that game. And then I remember going up to bed one night, coming back down for the morning for obviously school, and my mum was still there, and she had unlocked all the coloured gems and unlocked everything so that we could play the whole game. And then she went off to work at the nursing home. God knows how many old people died that day, but my mum had fun. And that's kind of like what I love. Like, you asked that question about why gaming, and that's why I love gaming, because I think the people that go, "Oh, I'm not a gamer," they just haven't found that game that makes them a gamer for the full thing. That first game that they fall in love with, just as much as my mum's first game that she fell in love with was Crash Bandicoot. Like, and even though she would consider herself not a gamer, she still is like a duck to water when you give her games. Like, always reading things like she loves like Professor Layton and stuff like that, and and even trying like Zelda or like Luigi's Mansion is their big one right at the moment. So like it's always like it goes back to how she got to be a gamer was Crash Bandicoot and her falling in love with a game that she probably would never have thought she'd fall in love with, sort of thing. So I think everybody out there, they're just waiting for their game to fall in love with, make them gamer. That's why I like gaming, because it literally is for everyone.
I can't. Yeah, that's exactly, I think, the reason that all of us get into gaming. But so how have you, like, how growing up for you was it? Because did you go through? I
don't
don't know this, like, because you obviously got you're deaf yourself. Did you go through mainstream school or did you do specialist school or anything like that? I've never actually. Yeah, it's peculiar, isn't it? That I don't. Yeah.
He's getting blackmailed material by you.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. So I graduated in the school for blind. I don't know why I was in there.
I kept telling them I could see, but they just ignored me.
I know, mainstream. This my deafness was never going to be. You got to remember, in the 1990s, noughties, disability wasn't a, oh my God, you need
That's when I went
specialism,
to
you need
school,
schools. It
yeah.
was a case of like, oh, we're going to have to make you as mainstream as possible, otherwise you'll fail at life if you're not mainstream. If you don't do everything that's normal or typical, you are a failure in society. And I've failed as a parent if you can't be normal. Obviously, Camry Bear's parents failed him, but me and you have had the same experience.
I'm doing all right for myself.
holding no punches.
I'm editing this podcast as well, so I don't think I'll be.
Yeah, it would just be a really weird cut in the middle, and it's Chris. Yeah,
it's just
chopping up my words to make me say something.
Yeah.
You say I swear.
But yeah, and again, like I said, my relationship to deafness and basically hard of hearing, because I can incidentally change between saying deaf or hard of hearing, because obviously the whole deaf community is either capital D or small d sort of scenario. I was never really brought into the capital D sort of community because, like I said, both my parents are hearing. There's nobody in my family that is also hard of hearing, like profoundly hard of hearing, like I am. So it was never a case of there's somebody else I can talk to and feel like typical. It was just a case of, oh shit, they got their kid wrong and broke their ears. My favorite story ever is to go when people go like, I think Matt will probably get this, but like, how are you deaf? How are you blind? How are you this? Like, it's like, I know, I love to give them the story. It's like, oh, it's because my mum shook me as a baby.
I do that. My dad pushed me down. My dad dropped me down the stairs as my go-to one, because it's like, because you like. I
It's
can
just-
imagine actually deaf is like this.
That's the thing that it's a stupid question as a whole anyway, because why do they need to know? Why do people need to know how it happened? It just is now. But like, it's a really boring story of, it's literally as simple as, I got sick as a baby and it destroyed my eardrums. That's it.
Yeah. And it's the old people thing. I think everyone because you're deaf or visually impaired or blind, they expect you to be old. And it's that
Yeah,
thing of
I mean,
yeah.
the bad time that I complain about my hearing aids because the NHS won't remove a feature for fucking old people. So when you turn them on, it does a beeping countdown for like beyond 5 seconds before they actually turn on, and it's because old people like to turn them on in their hands, then put them in their ears. It's like, but when I'm switching between things and I need to automatically hear straight away, I can't do that. I've got to go, sorry, mate, you're gonna have to wait 5 seconds while these things turn themselves on because old people can't take the time to put them in their ears. But did it not working yet? Okay, now you can talk. So annoying, and they won't remove it. They won't give it. It won't make it optional. Just like games and accessibility is like, just give it to the players options. Funny how the NHS just won't do that for the users. They won't make it optional. So like, okay, it's creating me a barrier, and they just won't accept it. It's like, oh, sorry, we can't change it. It's like, you can. It literally can. You've got the computers. You have made us more digital now. like a big thing of like tangent story there, because obviously hearing aids and deafness, like a big thing of when I was growing up was my hearing aids were originally analog and then eventually they turned to digital. So what that mean is before the analog ones were basically three sounds of like mid high pitch bass line sort of thing, and that was it. You got three lines, three tones, that was it. And when I got my digital hearing aids, this would be in secondary school, so I've been around 12-ish, and getting digital hearing aids meant that it wasn't just those three notes, it was like a range of notes now. So it was the first time ever that I went outside and actually could hear birds were singing, sort of thing. I've never heard birds singing before. There was a lot of new music that I've listened to, and I was like, there were bass lines that I've never heard before. Playing games, and that transition, like I fell in love with like Final Fantasy series again, because a lot of the music and the great OST like tracks,
Yeah,
they were like so much better than when I first heard them.
because
So
like
it's like
Final
all this,
Fantasy battle music's iconic, isn't it? So like,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
massive
That
and make
must,
Mathew open the world of all the things that he missed
yeah,
from seeing.
it is like that, isn't it? It's yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm fortunate enough that I've got usable vision, so I've never been like. It's that cliche of how do you describe a color to a blind person? But yeah, how do you describe a noise to a deaf person, isn't it? It's yeah.
Wow. So you've got vision, but yet you still spell everything wrong.
That's because I've got no good. My hand and eye coordination is terrible, so you can't be blaming me for that. So yeah. Another question. Like you obviously went into production. You've never been like you've never solely done accessibility, have you?
Why?
So
We
yeah,
need accessibility.
that's where my
Yeah.
question's going
That's a good
to.
point.
Like, why have you never done accessibility solely? Because you've always done like you're great at production. I'm not saying there's no that you're outstanding at it, but like it's such a we say it all the time at work, don't we? It's a cliche. Every deaf person, every disabled person ends up in accessibility. How comes you have ended up in accessibility, but you didn't go through that channel? You went, I'm gonna go and do a production job inside the games industry, go through QA, almost that old school way into the industry of QA into a role and developing your skill set that way.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because like you got a very sheltered view of the industry and disabled people within the
Yeah,
industry, because at the end of the day, like a lot of disabled people work in the industry and they don't actually go do accessibility stuff. The only reason I sort of did was because obviously it was cats was a natural part of that, and accessibility. The amount of people that, like you said, a lot of disabled people were trying to be accessibility people. So a lot of the people I was advertising and supporting just happened to be in accessibility, so I was kind of bigging them up. So people just assumed that that was me as well. But again, it kind of is, because I don't think any disabled person can really not do accessibility when you have to consider accessibility for about every aspect of your life. You know yourself, you know what barriers you'll encounter, so it just comes second nature, and you kind of know how to prepare for them. So you can always applying accessibility for whatever situation you're going through. So that'll be the same in games. If you work on specific roles, you're going to be considerate of your own accessibility needs, but also you'd be more inclined to mention potential barriers of the games being created. So it's the same thing for me, where it's kind of like wasn't a case of like I needed to be an accessibility role. It's just a case of I was there supporting it. Like why, there's so many people that who would consider themselves champs now that don't have accessibility roles. It's very niche field still. Very hard to get into field of an in-house thing that surely lets you do accessibility is kind of very rarity in the industry, unfortunately. It will evolve, and I think there will be more roles in the future. But right now, it's that sort of thing of like, disabled people end up being consultants or freelancing for necessary sake, and that ends up being like, well, my subject matter expertise and also my accessibility knowledge is why that happens. But yeah, it's like as you as you explore your industry more, Matt, in your sort of role, that you'll see more and more people that are disabled that just whatever developers, whether that's designers or artists or whatever. It just becomes they're just a professional in the industry. It's kind of why I did that, wanted to start Impact, because it was all about disabled people in roles, any roles, not just an accessibility thing. We do end up getting like accessibility people in our Impact cohort, but a lot of the times it's the professionals in their own rights. We have most of our cohort is whatever jobs, whether that's marketeers or programmers or designers or artists. It's not a case of they're all accessibility. Otherwise, your theory there, Matt, will be every single cohort every year would be all accessibility people.
No, true, but yeah, it's also like when I do blind burner stuff at Develop. So for those of you that don't know, Blind Burners is like an organisation that we've done specials on the Mathew, so people who've listened will know. But yeah, we've got Craig who comes along, who's actually a coder. Uh, like does coding. He's a really good software developer and engineer that works for big like insurance companies, banks and stuff. He's been looking to transition into gaming as a software engineer, like coder, not just a like accessibility specialist. But when you do Develop, the amount of people that instantaneously will go to him, oh, so you're looking for a job in accessibility, is unreal. And the surprise you get on their faces when he's like, actually, no, I code. And he's like, yeah, I use like whatever, I do this. And yeah, it's real cliche. Like, yeah, you've said it's true that even I do it, go straight away. Well, they're disabled, they're going to work in accessibility because, yeah.
Oh yeah, like I say, it's never your fault. It's never anybody's fault, but it's just that sort of like lack of disabled voices, I think, in the industry to be able to see it as like anything or just another part of the industry. It's just a case of like, oh, how unusual, disabled people working. That must be an accessibility person coming to help us. Yay! Yeah, sure it is. Also,
Yeah.
many cats can now provide you disabled people to provide accessibility service.
Yeah. Now we're going to undo that cliche. And actually, yeah. So we've got a couple of minutes left of this segment. What's next for Many Cats, Chris?
Well, between me, you, and Canny Bear, like we need to get rid of that junior because, like,
Yeah.
things
A
don't
few
work
things.
out. I think Canny Bear, obviously. Well,
I know a good replacement.
That's good. That's good. Let's go,
Got a
Canny Bear.
beard. Very
Yeah,
sexy blind man.
Bears it all.
God damn
But
it, Mikey.
oh, I wish the dream. No, many cats. Obviously, I would love to continue to grow. Like I would scale up, take on more people because it's the fun. I think again, Matt and I would both admit like the best part of the job is the fact that they get to be in a team, which is never really happens for accessibility consultants, and the chance to actually talk shop with another person that's doing the same field as you, the same job as you, as to go, hey, I want to learn off you because you know how to do this, and yeah, that's really the only way our industry will grow is that sort of chances like this where you can actually develop yourself. Because massive respect to the freelancers and that have to basically be on their own and do it on their own, because it's so hard to develop, to get feedback from people, to understand what's going on and how well you are, how well you're doing, how well you're not doing, and the fact that having cats go against that and actually provide opportunity to go, let's all talk about it, let's evolve you, so you're actually a shit hot like accessibility person rather than just a goofy little hombrecito like freelancer. One day, Canny Bear will let you in when you learn how to do marketing. But yeah, but I said, like, big dream for many cats. Like I said, I hope to get more publishers like on board with us, and that everybody in the team has voiced like people that would love to work with and that. So hopefully, they can see those dreams through, because we have a lot of interest in that. It's just a case of booking it up and doing all that business part of it, which is not fun.
Yeah, but no, I don't actually. No, I'm not going to do the outro here because you're my boss, Cameron. Like, hand over to you because I normally do this bit when we segue into the next segment, don't I?
Yeah. Segue it's weird how it's spelled though, isn't it? Just going on a tangent.
I thought you were going to sing. I was like, if it's not, you've got to sing and dance to the next part. That should be yours, Matt, to do.
Yeah,
Segue is spelled like SEGEU or UE rather.
What, as in when you go from one part of the show to another?
Yeah, not like
the
segue, like the not that.
I was imagining the vehicle being the
yeah,
fails.
not that. It's not spelled like that. It's spelled like SEGUE. Anyway, after that, Segui. We are moving on after a short break where we will pump in some adverts, a hydration break, where we will be talking about the gaming news, and then we will be going on to the Bluntly Vault.
Ready to do.
See you in a minute.
Hello,
can't believe you
everybody.
just said that, Matt. I can't believe you
And
just said that.
Chris has just absolutely ruined my intro, but that's absolutely fine. We'll crack on anyway. We are back with
Well,
second-
everything. Now, this is exactly how I feel at work every time that I start talking and Matt starts interrupting.
I then
I don't know why he thinks he doesn't interrupt.
I know
HR,
I do.
Why would I
HR.
do this as perfect
We need
revenge?
HR.
Hi, so I am also HR.
Yeah, Chris just puts a blonde wig on.
And
and
I
a
just
big-
want to make sure that Matt really understands how it feels to be interrupted on something you're trying to do.
Just gonna pray.
We are back with patch notes. So we are going to settle in and discuss the lefts, the rights, the highs and the lows of this week's world of gaming. I'm actually going to start off with something quite sad. Obviously there was the news over the weekend that Claude Guillemot, the Ubisoft founder, had died in a plane crash. It was in Western France. He was only 65. It was a private jet. Nothing else has come out about it yet. But
He's only 65. It's a great age.
I mean, 65 is not an old age though. But yeah, so they were just crashed into a field in Western France. No idea where it came from, but it was Guillemot and his
The sky.
why. No idea why it happened is where I was heading, and
Yeah,
so
there'll be an investigation. Obviously, it's always an investigation.
yeah, and then we'll do an episode special on it because Cameron will watch 4 documentaries on it.
Only
And
3.
yeah, so no, it was quite sad because like I'm a bit of a Ubisoft bro. I like my Ubisoft games, and it was him and his 3 brothers that founded Ubisoft, and yeah, Ubisoft's just kind of always been a bit of a game brand that I've played growing up and stuff. So yeah, a bit of sad news over the weekend to start with.
I'm learning more about Ubisoft, the fact that I pulled up an article on this, because yeah, you are right, Matt, it's sad, but I don't really know fully remember the history of Ubisoft, and it literally just starts off with like, Ubisoft began in farming. I was just like, what? Really?
Yeah, all 4 of them were brothers that they worked on their dad's farm and stuff together, and then it kind of.
So he started off farming, and then he dies crashing into a field. You don't see the irony in that?
5 of them, yeah. Sorry, Chris is right. Cameron, this isn't time for jokes.
Yeah, we'll start again.
No, it's fine. Just you'll be all right.
Oh no, I'm all right. I point out, unfortunately, all 3 of us have a dark sense of humor, so apologise if you are affected by people dying. Is kind of like maybe skip on ahead to the next part of the news, which obviously can be bearable.
There'll be a timestamp in the chat.
Yeah,
Exactly.
but no,
it's interesting given all the Ubisoft lately, the news with Ubisoft, and obviously the massive shake-ups, the massive layoffs that's going through, the current obviously fight they had with the stop killing games initiative in the EU. It's kind of very timely that he had died in Paris when like he basically got his own way of stopping the stop killing games movement a little bit in the EU. So it's kind of interesting. It's weird world and weird life where things like this will randomly happen always. So I wonder how Ubisoft are going to respond, even though I guess at his age, at 69, he probably wasn't doing as much as some of the maybe younger brothers or the ones that actually actively do things, on the Ubisoft CEO.
I'm going to say this
that
now.
69-year-old is not young.
Sky got it wrong then because they've put 65. That's not my fault. We're blaming Sky News because they've said 65.
That's how big.
Well. Well, I'm on the video the video games chronicles.com. So one of these people is using AI. Which one is it?
But yeah, no, so we've had him, obviously that sad news, and earlier on in the year we obviously had the plane crash with the founder of Battlefield and things like that. I've forgotten his name.
A car crash.
Yeah, but I've just said it was a car crash. I said car crash. I said we had a plane
crash.
You said plane crash. Run back the tape, Belly Bear. Run back the tape. Thank God it's recorded.
And he was 60, and he was 69, which is a nice
69.
number, but sad.
Yeah, that way.
Oh my God, the 69 went as well. When you hit 69, you're in the industry.
Yeah, because do you know what? There's only so many people in the games industry that are going to actually be above that age because it's not that old of an industry. Oh God!
But Harry, it's like But Harriet's 4 years off it.
Oh, brilliant. So yeah, I believe we're gonna do a bit of a reverse shit sandwich, and now we're gonna hand over to Cameron with some lighter news coming out of the games industry this week.
Well, a bit like in a plane crash, I will agree, yeah. The UK government has reportedly been paying employees to play GTA Online with random people to understand their lived experience. Apparently it's been happening since late 2024. The Department of Education taxpayer-funded programs, we're paying for it, in which employees are paid to play GTA Online with random people on the internet to get into their heads.
But what is that teaching them? How to tell someone on the internet I've
Members,
shagged their
members,
mum,
mem-
or
members of the department called Policy Lab reportedly joined players and talked with them through missions, including stealing from a jewelry shop, using a bomb to blow up the CEO of a company, and driving prostitutes to their clients in a timely fashion.
I thought it's because GTA is a weird one where it's obviously got its like role playing real life sort of servers, doesn't it? Where people
Yeah, they
pretend
are.
to be
Yeah.
like real life. So I thought that was the thing that they were trying to sort of observe, because people were kind of interacting in the world that they could learn from, like data sets. And it's the same way, like the military like uses gaming data to sort of hone on their drones and shooting and all that jazz. And I thought
More
it's the same
alike.
thing. You can replicate like large scale things through gaming, which is kind of an interesting thing of using gaming to replicate data sets that you can't do unless you go around and steal everybody's data to find out what they're doing.
But didn't anyone learn
This
the
might be
last?
this might be a burn that some participants enjoyed doing things in GTA Online, but they couldn't do in real life, like running a successful business.
That's
Oh my
savage.
god!
Oh my god!
Rent's
That's
cheaper
like,
here, mate. It's rented it cheaper.
yeah. You ain't got to pay business rates on GTA Online.
Tory come out saying hardworking families will be in disbelief if their taxes are bankrolling this nonsense. The public civil servants have the right skills to train their daughters among them.
The biggest thing we need to know is how much they got paid and like how long they got to just play GTA.
Yeah. Like, what skill set are they trying to develop by playing GTA?
They're not, like I said, it's data extraction. It's basically like, it's almost like placing people in a zoo and observing them and going like, "Oh, I'm gonna watch you and like see how you interact." Like, those two are flirting, maybe they'll procreate. It's like, no, it's literally as easy as that. Like, it literally is like how you ever say, like observing people running businesses and stuff like that. It's very interesting that gaming has a very interesting segue into like real life. 'Cause at the end of the day, like you create a game that's supposed to be fantastical and not real in a sense, like GTA. You're supposed to go around shooting people and running people over, slamming into prostitutes and steal the money back. You can't really do that in real life. But people then
You can, but
It's frowned upon.
But it's funny how quickly people start seeing like real life in a game, which you're not meant to do. Like, who's played GTA here and then obeyed the traffic laws in GTA, like driving red
Till
light, you
time.
stop,
Yeah.
things like that. Like you don't need to. It's a game. Yeah, how
Yeah.
many people do that? That's really bizarre to me. Like, and maybe that's why they were looking at GTA.
Do you know what,
online.
the Mafia games, I religiously, because it was like in my
Keep
head it was
past it.
role playing. Yeah, I religiously followed the traffic laws, wouldn't overtake unless it was safe, and like, I don't know why, but next thing you know, I'm bundling into a warehouse, petrol bombing Italian gangsters and shooting them with a Tommy gun. It's a bit.
You see what I mean? So, like, again, it's kind of an interesting story. Once all this bluster of like shock value and oh my god, I can't believe they wasted tech money on this. Like, I wouldn't the heart of what they were trying to do. I think there's more interesting story in there than that.
I probably realised, probably to stop them spouting nonsense, that if you let your child play Call of Duty, they're going to throw a hand grenade into a school, or if they play GTA, they're going to grow up and be a prostitute killing truck driver. You know, it's kind of like that's, yeah.
Cameron, can you edit like a American Eagle screech going across right now?
Yeah, red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue.
But yeah, no, I'd be intrigued to why they've actually done it, other than just an article of, oh my god, they're being paid to play video games, which, by the way, is a actual career.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, why they're trying to be shocking. It's like anything of like, the shock reaction of like, oh my God, can't believe this. Oh my God, this game. Think of
It's
the
like-
accessibility in it. Be shocking as possible, Matthew. Be shocking as possible.
to quote a member of the accessibility community, oh my God, Xbox accessibility is going to die now. As we hand over to Chris to discuss
Xbox.
Xbox.
No, that's where you posted Segui into Chris. Say the word, Matthew.
That was a lovely segui into Chris.
At least find out.
Before we segue into Chris, I just want to ask Wobbles a quick thing. What's the Man City defender's name? Mark.
Guehi.
Hey, you got it. Okay, that was a segue and a half.
It's Guehi, isn't it? What? No, Wobbles. It's definitely not Guehi. So yeah, Chris, over to you for your week's gaming news.
So many catchers announcing that they get rid of the junior staff. Oh wait, no, that's not right. Not that dude. That's not ready to go out. That's for the second shocking expose by Grant Stoner for coming of the Wobbly Gamer archive, which is a really interesting read. He just gave me a sneak peek access to that, which is releasing tomorrow at lunch. So the Wobbly Gamer has been exposed for exposing himself.
Files.
He used to lure women onto screen on the stream and used to get up to the camera and go wobble wobble wobble, and his top was off. It was very, very disheartening for a lot of women out there, and well, let's just say that's the reason why Grant Stoner's reporting it.
Yeah.
Wobble wobble wobble.
Oh God! So yeah, Xbox. It's kind of Xbox is kind of fascinating because it's a fascinating place. Like, it's coming up to its financial quarterlies, I think. So therefore, it's becoming like people are very like aware that it potentially is shutting down a lot of studios. Currently, rumors are that a lot of them in talks to try and gain their independence, including Compulsion Games, Compulsion, Double Fine, Ninja Theory. So a lot of well-known, I would call them like the most indie style games out of all of them. So the ones that made like South of Midnight, Hellblade, and whatever the hell Double Fine did how many years ago?
Didn't they recently release Kiln?
Yeah, Kiln
Yeah.
and Psychonauts.
Yeah, Kiln was
no
their
one cared.
Well, no, I'm sorry, but I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say it with chest. No one wants to play a game where you make pottery items.
That can't be real. It is a real game, isn't it? Yeah, I had to Google that. Sorry, because I felt like Kiln can't be like that.
They have the Great Pottery Throwdown on TV. Don't think there's an audience there. There'll be some people
but there is an audience there for your grandma that's watching the Great Pottery Bake Off because she likes the fit bloke's hands to what as she rubs up and down the clay. She's got to get her kicks from somewhere.
It's interesting that Microsoft Xbox had let them this tangent on the whole news thing, but it's interesting that Microsoft Xbox let them release that game because that seemed to be push that out now, or I guess what they probably still are. So a lot of rumors of sort of closure and that, and again it doesn't mean that other people are not off the table. Obviously they've already sort of revealed that a lot of the ZeniMax people that are not on Fallout or I could say Skyrim, but that's not it. Elder Scrolls, that's the word. If they're not on those projects, then they're canned. So that is a very significant part, given that it was quite a large ZeniMax game project that was cancelled recently, and so it's going to be a bit of a bloodbath there. I think a lot of people are going to lose their jobs, and again, that doesn't mean that other studios are not also going to get horrendously trimmed. This is obviously with the new CEO. I forget her name. Asher, is that? No,
Asher. Yeah.
Thank you. Obviously, she's taking the reins and trying to revitalize Xbox's image. One of the things, obviously, was the rebranding with the capital letter Xbox, as they always do, a little bit of a rebrand. Remember when everything was an Xbox?
That's still the one that I can't get over. No, don't. Everything isn't an Xbox. Yeah,
it's kind of funny because, again,
I think about to do that.
Cool
Yeah,
bro.
that's horrendous. But yeah, so obviously a bit of a shaky time at Xbox in terms of what they want to do. Again, they very lightly, I think, going to very be rigid on their exclusives now. So obviously their Clockwork something was going to be exclusive, what we knew, but also now the Gears
Gears
of
of War.
War, yeah, which obviously I think they were originally going to be trying to do multiple platforms.
I think it's already finished for PlayStation.
It
as well.
apparently
Yeah.
rumors were that it's
It's
polished.
just going to sit on an office somewhere.
Yeah,
Last
Like,
media.
a lot, you'd be surprised how often that happens, because
Yeah.
it'll be more often. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting time at Xbox post June. I think the quarterly push be end of this month, so it's not too far off when they've got to make a decision.
Yeah.
So it'll be sad because I think there'll be a lot of upset question mark whether these I say indie, but they're smaller studios, if they can break away and stabilize themselves, great, because
I
they like, again, people like Compulsion, they won awards for like South Midnight, like, so it'd be a shame to sort of lose that ability to things like that. But I'm not hopeful. I think a lot of these places haven't figured out how to have a team of a certain side and still be sustainable, unfortunately.
think the only think the only ones out of the three that will survive could be Ninja Theory, just because they've got a very solid history. They were independent before they got purchased.
Yeah.
They've just announced a new Senua Hellblade game. And yeah, I think out of the three of them that could potentially go and find a decent investment block is actually Ninja Theory. I could be
Again,
totally
like,
wrong.
worth being at the horrendous state of the industry right now, and especially I think Xbox have unfortunately maybe set off a restriction, like, because I think the industry was getting slightly better in terms of people getting financed where they could get finance and publishers take Enchanted, but because of this Xbox deal, I think the other publishers that were being a little bit more risky are now going to go, I'm going to keep my money and we'll see how it goes. You do the game, you do everything, and then we'll give you some money right at the end when you don't need money.
I think the two things that caused this at Xbox were the rising price of Game Pass.
Yeah.
So I know hundreds of people that just went, no, canceling Game Pass, and the putting of Call of Duty onto Game Pass because
I never really agreed with Game Pass. I know, again, it's a lovely thing for, like, I know you and Harriet love it, and I understand why you love it. And I would use it if I was more of like an Xbox person. But the day one thing I think was the killer. Like, it made no sense to release something that you're trying to recoup the development cost for, to put it released for free basically on a subscription based model. Like, it doesn't work. And it was interesting why they couldn't just do like timed exclusives, sort of like for release the game and then a year later then put it on Game Pass. That's what makes sense to me, like how PlayStation does basically. They never put anything on unless it's been out for a while and they got whatever they could from the retail money of selling those
They
individual
sometimes do
copies.
put indie games, but they're indie games day one on
Yeah,
the game on
yeah,
PlayStation Plus.
exactly.
yeah,
Again, Matt,
no.
you're the biggest exponent here. How do you feel about all of it?
I was waiting for. I do think the last 6 months from Xbox has been horrendous in terms of not 6 months, but before I forgot name again took over, and they still
Asher.
were Asher. Yeah, sorry, they were still running game price at 30 something. It wasn't 30 something pound a month. I can't remember what it was, and that the Call of Duty stuff I think is a big. Like putting Call of Duty on Game Pass on day one was a crazy decision in my eyes because it's like you could, and that was on PC as well, by the way.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is yeah. So you PC, Xbox both need neither player base paying for Call of Duty, and Call of Duty is that game that I honestly am that Call of Duty idiot that buys it every year, plays it for 2 days, and then doesn't touch it again. But there is millions of people that do that because I know
Yeah.
I mean Discord's full of them, and it's like that's
Yeah.
where I think they've lost a massive amount of their return on investment in the last 12 months was the Call of Duty thing, which is why straight away that Ash has come in and gone, you've got to pay for Call of Duty now, which I totally understand because it's the biggest game, it's arguably one of the biggest games out every year. Like the only thing that's
I think
bigger
it's going
than
to be
it,
this year.
it's not going to be this year, is it? Because you've got GTA, but I think Xbox have got to change. Like the Fable stuff is great. I think Fable looks brilliant. I think Fable has got to hit the mark next year. I think Fable's make or break, in all honesty, for Xbox next year for a lot of people. If Fable is crap, Xbox are going to lose a lot of loyal fans because there's a lack of, and they don't think they can make games anymore. Because Halo's Combat Evolved is just a remake. Gears of War is Gears of War. It's going to be the same. It looks good. Will people play it for 4 years straight? No. But again, it's on Game Pass. It's not going to make them any money. Fable's on Game Pass. It's not going to make them any money. But Fable will be on PlayStation, so Fable's got to go bang. If Fable doesn't go bang next year and doesn't deliver what Fable fans want, because it's not your 18-year-olds or 16-year-olds that are going to be playing Fable, it's your 32-year-old blokes that are now married with a wife and kid because they played Fable when it first came out. That's the fan base Fable have got to please, and arguably we're the hardest ones to please, I think, because we have got that nostalgia hit from Fable, kicking the chicken, running around, marrying everyone, causing havoc in towns. Fable was one of my favorite games growing up, and this game has got a hit, or even I'm going to be sitting there going, Xbox have absolutely fucked it here, haven't they? And yeah, so yeah, that's my opinion on it. But the anything as an Xbox is when I started losing real faith in them, because I was like, I've got a tablet, great, but I also have a £550 Xbox that I purchased on day one. Can you please release some games that actually make use of that, not my fucking tablet? That's yeah. I didn't want
It's
that anyway.
funny how you equate like Fable as like Xbox game, because I see it like purely as like a playground game, like
Yeah.
like how disconnected I see like playground to Xbox. So it's not like a case of I'm going to champion it and be like, oh yeah, it's definitely an Xbox game, but it technically is. Like I keep forgetting that Forza is more purely an Xbox thing than it is a PlayStation thing. And Fable will be the same thing where it's it will be an Xbox thing, and they're not going to put it day one on Game Pass, are they? For Fable.
Yeah, it will. Yeah, because it's Playground. Forza went straight onto Game Pass day one. I think they've announced it as Game Pass day one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just can't think of the millions that they squandered by not releasing that like purely as not a Game Pass thing, because it's just...
I will put my hands up and say I did it for Starfield. I did it for Oblivion. I've done it for Avowed. I did it for Outer Worlds. I will always buy the premium bonus pass because I feel like I'm supporting the studio, and that's all I do it for. In all honesty, because some of them because I get to play it early, but the other part is like actually fucking hell, yeah. But I can't. It's not sustainable in my head either. Like you've said, Chris, I don't think it is sustainable long term to have Activision games coming out on day one because they're £1 million and like they've already stopped that one. But then the argument is they're backed by Microsoft, right? Microsoft have got unlimited funds. They probably just has infinity on their bank account, right? So they can afford to take losses and stuff and lose in the console market because we all saw how it happened last year when Microsoft went down. The whole world goes down around it. So I think Xbox can afford to lose money and hemorrhage money left, right, and center because actually they're backed by Microsoft. It's what it is, and yeah, but it depends on It's going to be a weird 6 months for Xbox. I think anything could happen.
It's it's going to be an interesting time to see. Cause, it's kind of like obviously with Asher actually, because it's not a case of like it's never like the first 6 months really to see what a new CEO would do. It's literally like give them that like after the first year, then they'll show you what they're going to do, because the first year is just learning. Like
it's that cliche business model, isn't it? The first year she is going to be storming through that first year. We're already seeing her do that. She's making harsh decisions. She's turned around and gone, no, I'm going to undo the Game Pass prizes because it was a stupid decision. I'm going to unfortunately have to let studios go. I'm going to have to make people's jobs go, which is horrible. But in her job, she's got to make that decision. And then do we see how long can the storm continue at Xbox before actually people are expecting her to perform and become like Xbox again, not and not a tablet that you can play Xbox games on, or
Or fridge.
or a fridge, or it's that kit. I think I've said it a million times, but that was just a ridiculous campaign idea for me, because I didn't buy a 600, 700 pound console on launch to play games on my tablet.
Joey, I just got flashback to the Blizzard thing of like, do you guys not have phones?
But yeah, right. That was a hell of a discussion.
Yeah.
No, so let's move on to the last part of the episode. It's the last entry into the Bluntly Vault. We have been doing these for a few episodes now. I can't remember the exact number, but Chris now has the opportunity to put the last entry into the Bluntly Vault. It's something that Chris would like gone from the world of gaming. What have we seen so far, Cam? We've had small text size.
Yeah, we've had a book. We've had achievements that end in 5. And I can't remember the rest off the top of my head, but obviously it's been a long
Can't
series.
remember.
It's been a long series.
Yeah, there's been some weird and wonderful entries. Like we've had a book about games development that someone wanted binned. We've had small text, yeah. So Chris, given the opportunity to get rid of one thing from the world of gaming, game development, what would you like it to be?
I don't know. Like, this was a hard one because Mathew, in his professional skills and development, showed me his perfectness of the great junior with production skills. Decided to send me this like half an hour before the podcast, so God knows what that was supposed to be for my time. So I had a little think, but I can't really think clearly of anything. But maybe I will throw into the vault. I'm going to go with North American events. All of them.
All of them, just in the
All
bin.
of them. Boom, in the bin. So GDC, any of the packs, anything like that. I put even the GA Comp US in there. All of them.
Yeah, get them over here.
Because, like I said, like I think
No.
it's almost impossible like now to get over to like North American like sort of places. It's a lot harder, and I think it's going to be a hell of a lot harder when more and more like airfares and stuff like that. I think there's going to be a reduction in like air travel where not everybody can be able to use it anymore. So it becomes a very privileged, and it's probably going to like I hate how the industry is very middle class posh. You've got to have money to be able to do things, and it's the same thing of like you've got to be able to have money to get over to like GTC, and everything carps on about, oh my god, so amazing to go and meet so many people. It's like it's so inaccessible for everybody, and it's kind of like frustrating that it's always had that focus, American focus, and I'm just like, the industry is wider than that now. I don't think the Western industry is America anymore. I think a lot of it has changed over to being like UK and Europe, and Canada. So with the closure of a lot of like American studios, a lot of American studios getting out of America to get them elsewhere. It's like I don't think the landscape is really needed to be a America focus anymore. I think it should be treating the events where people are, move them around.
I am 100% on board with that, and
Yeah.
it's just the political climate is also a massive factor as well at the minute. I think
Yeah, we touched on in the football pod, didn't we, with Iran and that.
like you can't. If I'm not gonna if I'm an ethnic games developer, I am not gonna go to America for anything at the minute. Like, why would you risk that? Because it's just an absolute nightmare at the moment. Like even team like we've seen in the World Cup, you can't be Somalian and get into America. And it's just it's mental, and I know that might only be short term, depends on how long the orange bloke is in power. But it's like you've said, also Europe's absolutely massive. We've seen it ourselves, like internally, haven't we? Where teams are growing inside Europe and shutting in America. It's how the industry's moving now, and is it sustainable to have GDC every year in North America in one of the most expensive cities in North America, kind of thing? And can it sustain? Should it be sustained? Why aren't they looking and going, right, we'll rotate it every year?
I'm surprised that it didn't do that. Like, there's nothing. I guess it's logistically a nightmare, but it's not impossible. Like, and yeah, it's just a little bit more effort. And I think, like I said, I don't think we should. The longer we have things like America only, basically, it makes it this distorted view that the industry is Americanized, and it's not. Like, what is like. When you think about the UK industry, what does that mean? How do you define the UK games industry? What sort of culture it is, or even like Europe, what the German one is, culture, or the Scandinavian countries. And it's interesting because like they're not American, they don't have the same values as America has, and I think that's what's kind of like causing a lot of like roughness to the industry. And I think the innovation of the industry is not going to happen unless kind of America let goes a little bit and they don't we're the leaders, we're the voice. It's like you're not.
Yeah, especially when you've got the likes of Jeff Bezos telling everyone to stop drinking more water so we can save it for AI centers, and he didn't actually say that, but yeah.
I don't want to get sued by Jeff Bezos. I don't think that's a battle we will win. I think he can afford a bit of a better lawyer than my cousin.
Cam's cousin who once got himself off of a charge.
Yeah.
He's very good at bird law.
Yeah. Right. We have definitely taken up enough of your time, Chris. We have.
So do I invoice you or do I invoice Canny Bear?
You invoice him. He's the money man.
On that note, I just wanted to say, yeah, Chris, thank you for coming on. It's been a pleasure. It's been a long time coming. It has been. We've been very busy at work, and you've been a busy man. So no, it's been an absolute pleasure for you to come on and let us chew your ear off for an hour and a bit.
I've more did it for Canny Bear than you know that, right?
Yeah, I know. That's fine. Because you hate me. No.
Yes, I do, but can't tell how to shout that.
But yeah, so no, again, thank you for coming on. Thank you for all your wonderful work you do for like everyone in the disabled community, in not
Signing his
just
checks.
Yeah, signing his checks.
That's
No, it's much more than that. Like, you've given lots of people opportunities that they wouldn't have
Yeah.
had before because of things like the experts page, and giving voices to those that might not have had voices before through campaigns like Impact and Impact Day and things like that. So no, Chris, what you do is incredible.
And I don't want to point out to the audience who are listening or watching, yes, it is payday week, so that's why Matt has been extra fluffy.
I'm always this nice to our guests.
I had a feeling.
Allegedly.
But no, as always, again, thank you, Chris. Everything to do with Many Cats will be in the dump below, link to the Discord as well and things like that. So if you want to get involved with what Many Cats do, please jump in and say
Community
hello.
nights, community game nights every so often. Watch the streams. Yeah.
Can I make a special request for ending the podcast?
Sure.
Go on, man.
Why not?
You know what song I want, Matt?
Would you like the Many Cats dance?
And dance. I asked for the song.
So, for those of you that can't see visually, I'm now going to do the YMCA dance, but in the form of Many Cats. So I'm going to do that, and then we will end. Give me an M, give me an A, give me an N, give me a Y, give me a C, A, T, and an S. I've been the Wobbly Gamer.
I'm Cameron. I'm scarred.
I don't want to be
That is
here
our guest.
anymore.
Yeah,